Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting into something pretty relatable, I think, creating great outdoor living spaces.
Definitely. It's the big dream for a lot of people.
But it can be frustrating, right?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever felt like, a project just jumped from the idea stage or maybe the showroom straight to digging without really capturing what you actually wanted?
Oh, absolutely. That happens a lot.
So we're looking at a company today, VizX Design Studios, that seems to be taking a pretty different path with this.
Yeah, it's an interesting angle. It seems the usual way, often jumps right into talking materials, costs.
Right, it's the hard stuff.
Exactly. And maybe misses that connection to how you're actually going to use the space day to day. VizX seems to push this design before build idea.
Okay, design before build. Sounds logical, almost obvious. But what does that mean in, practical terms? What's different about their starting point?
Well, from what we've seen, they really start with understanding your life, your routines, how you spend weekends, the kinds of moments you picture having out there.
Moments. So less about the specific type of stone right away and more about the feeling, the function.
Precisely. It's about nailing down that why, the emotional core, before they even talk about pavers or pergolas.
That feels, quite different from just picking finishes from a catalog first. I could see how some people might find that initial step a bit unusual, maybe.
For sure. And they actually mentioned something like an innovation curve concept.
Oh, yeah. How does that fit in?
Basically, you've got your pioneers, the early adopters, who immediately get it and think, yes, this makes sense.
Okay.
And then there's the mainstream folks who might be a bit more hesitant. Maybe they've been burned before, at a project that didn't quite work out.
Right, so they might see this extra upfront step as maybe unnecessary or just different.
Potentially. But VizX seems to frame this whole five-step process as the way to build confidence and actually avoid those disappointments.
Gotcha. So let's walk through it. What's step one?
Step one is discovery and lifestyle assessment. This is that deep dive into you, the homeowner. How do you want to use the space? Who's it for? What vibe are you going for?
Okay, understanding the person first. Then what? Does it get technical?
It does. Step two is site analysis and technical mapping. This is where they bring in things like drones, elevation scans.
Okay.
Yeah, to get really accurate data about the actual site. It ensures the cool design they come up with is actually practical and buildable on your specific piece of land. No nasty surprises with drainage or slopes later on.
Connecting the pretty picture with the ground truth. Makes sense. So, step three must be where you start to see it.
Yes, step three, design development and visualization.
Oh.
They use 3D layouts, so you're not just looking at flat plans, you can virtually walk through it.
Oh, wow. That must make a huge difference in picturing the final thing. Takes out the guesswork.
Totally. It helps you feel really sure about the design before committing to the build.
And what about the elephant in the room, the budget?
Step four handles that, budget planning and revisions. They apparently use a tiered system, Essential, Select, Signature,
Okay.
which seems designed to give you options and control over the investment level without just scrapping the whole design concept if the first number is, a bit high.
So flexibility built in. And then step five, pulling it all together.
Step five, final design and execution plan. Because of all that detailed work beforehand, the discovery, the site scans, the 3D, the budget talks, this stage is about having a really solid, detailed blueprint.
Which should mean fewer changes on the fly, fewer unexpected costs during construction.
That seems to be the core idea. Minimize the chaos and the risk that often comes with these kinds of projects when things are rushed.
So it might feel like more planning up front, maybe too much to some, but it sounds like it's actually about reducing risks in the long run.
Exactly. It's a shift, isn't it? Away from just bolting on a deck or a patio towards actually crafting an outdoor living space that fits the person.
Right. The art isn't just the materials. It's understanding the life that happens there and planning really thoroughly. That seems to be the VizX philosophy.
Yeah. And it leaves you, the listener, with a question, doesn't it? Thinking about your own outdoor space.
Yeah.
How could a more deliberate, thoughtful design process maybe change things for you? Think about your own flow, those moments you want. Could a more tailored approach unlock something more and maybe help you sidestep those potential patio disasters?
Definitely food for thought. Thanks for walking us through that different perspective on designing the outdoors.